We mentioned yesterday, just in passing, the idea that there are several different ways that exist in the Rishonim, the Achronim, Poskim, of how to calculate the moment or the moments of HaNetz HaChama. So the bottom line that's brought down Halichot Olam, this is the opinion of Chacham, which is that the moment of Netz is when the disk of the sun first breaks the horizon and becomes visible. The Arshitot out there that hold that it's actually significantly before that. There's different nuschaot, afilu sha'a, or is it isu, shiur sha'a, shiur isur sha'a, either an hour, 60 minutes, or maybe just 6 minutes before that even. But Halacha l'maaseh, Chacham brings in Halichot Olam that the moment of Netz is at the moment where the sun breaks the horizon and first becomes visible. However, in the Halacha Berurah, Chacham David Yosef writes that he saw from, he says, Zechurani, I remember myself from Avichai Bensoussan, who was noheg, a little bit like is brought down also in the Sfarim of Matzliach Mazoz, which is that, as we mentioned once before, the Kriyat Shema is the primary portion of the tefillah that has to be said dafka before the Netz. Rav Yashiv, we quoted, said the same thing, that the Kriyat Shema is the primary part of the tefillah that should be said before the Netz. And then there's, of course, Smichat Gula Tefillah when we go into the Shmona Esrei. So again, according to Halichot Olam, we want to have Smichat Gula Tefillah and be able to start the Shmona Esrei right at the moment of Netz. However, these other poskim, Rabbi Tzadka was noheg not that way. He held that it takes precisely 2 minutes and 40 seconds for the sun to begin its appearance over the horizon until it's completely visible. The beginning is just a dot, and then for the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds, the sun continues to rise in the sky until it's completely visible. And he held that it's better to wait for what we would call the Sof HaNetz HaChama when it comes to the Tefillah. Atchalat HaNetz HaChama is when the sun first appears over the horizon. That's the beginning. But of course, it doesn't happen in an instant that the sun is visible entirely. It takes 2 minutes and 40 seconds. The calculation brought down the Tzir Minchat Kohen. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And it's better for a person to have his Smichat Gula Tefillah, meaning Ga'al Yisrael, and then Amonai Sfalat Yiftach, at the Sof HaNetz HaChama, 2 minutes and 40 seconds after what we call Netz. The reason being is because when a person prays Shmona Esrei before Netz, Halacha l'maaseh that's b'diavad. We don't want to ideally pray before Netz. That's minyan polim. It's b'diavad. Better to pray the tefillah when it's certainly Netz HaChama according to all the shitot, until it's certainly daytime. And therefore, although of course the derech of the Beit Knesset is to follow the psukim of Chacham, for those who are nervous about the Netz missing out on the zechut, you should comfort ourselves that there are Rabim U'Gdolim, and this is also the preferential advice of Chacham David. It says, "V'im efshar hadavar, nachon yoter l'sayam el kriyat." So the Chacham David in the Halacha also writes that if it's possible, the best thing is to say Kriyat Shema right before the Netz, finish Kriyat Shema before the Netz that we call the Netz, and then spend the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds saying Emet v'Yatziv and Ezat Avotenu until you finish Gal Yisrael 2 minutes and 40 seconds after the Netz. So you have at least 2 minutes and 40 seconds that might even be lechatchila according to some poskim. So again, Halichot Olam, the moment of Netz, you can start Shmona Esrei. But if we're not past that within the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds, it might not be so b'diavad to be able to start Shmona Esrei within that period of time.